To Professor Victor Julius Ngoh elaborate on where these controversies are coming from.
Become so controversial today?
Well, I think it's the bottom line is that Cameroonians, in their vast majority, and especially Anglophones, given the outbreak of the Anglophone crisis, have all become historians, political historians, constitutional historians, constitutional lawyers. And that's the problem we have. They have distorted Resolution 1608, and they have become so emotional, so to the extent that they want to believe what they want to believe, and they insist that others should believe what they say, and that's the problem we have. Resolution 1608 subsection 15 is clear. It did not grant Southern Cameroon separate independence. So those who call for the restoration of Southern Cameroon's independence based on Resolution 1608, they are deceiving the public, deceiving Cameroonians. Secondly, Resolution 1608 did not say Southern Cameroon achieved independence before reuniting with the Republic of Cameroon. There is nothing as restoring our independence. Southern Cameroon did not get independence before negotiating for reunification. And it is also important to make it clear. There are other schools which wrongly say the so-called reunification between the Republic of Cameroon and Southern Cameroon is null and void, because UN Article 102, 103 specify in essence that any international agreement or treaty between states, between member states, must be registered and deposited at the Secretariat of the UN. Of course it is true. But they fail to make Cameroonians and Anglophones especially understand that Article 102 talked of UN member states. UN member states. Southern Cameroon was not a UN member state. The Republic of Cameroon was a member. The Republic of Cameroon became a member of the UN in September 1960. So if at all any country had to invoke Article 102, it should be the Republic of Cameroon, because the Republic of Cameroon was a member. Southern Cameroon could not, and Anglophones nowadays should not deceive the public that they are trying to invoke Article 102. Southern Cameroon was not, I repeat, not a member of the UN during the period under in discussion. And so,
okay, you come in very briefly, then we move over to
yes, Mr. Leo. You see, after Professor Julius, I think this thing has to be really clarified. Was there reunification? Was there reunification between Southern Cameroons and the Republic of Cameroon? When you look at the those who are supporting what the government is doing, they will tell you that the plebiscite was reunification. And that is the reason why today Plebiscite Day is celebrated as Youth Day, because they consider the Plebiscite Day as a reunification day. But the UN said no. After the plebiscite, we have to finish. We have to clear the table by dealing with this question of trusteeship, and that is why they came up on the 21st of April with 1608. Now, when they asked that the parties should sit on the table, I said earlier that Southern Cameroon was an independent province within the Federation of Nigeria with its own constitution, which I showed you here one day. The Republic of Cameroon also had its own constitution with its own government. And the UN said the government of Southern Cameroon, the Republic of Cameroon, and Great Britain sit on the table. That was the reason why Aïdjo called Foncha and they went to Fumban. Nothing came out of it. They went to Yaoundé. Now this is the point. Instead of signing the Union Treaty, we have a problem here because Dr. Victor Julius Ngoh, Professor Julius Ngoh, seems to say that there is a problem with that unification, which is true because you find one country, the 1961 Constitution, the Constitution of 1st September 1961, was an act of the Republic of Cameroon's Assembly alone. Southern Cameroon did not participate in that constitution at all. So this is what we have here as a problem. Two states want to come together. One of them calls its assembly and enacts a constitution that it now applies to both states. That is the problem. You see, that federal constitution was the job of the Parliament of the Republic of Cameroon alone. Southern Cameroon had nothing to do with it. So as of today, Cameroon is in a legal jungle. Because if you look at that constitution, there is nothing inside it that should make it applicable to Southern Cameroon. Nothing.